Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 6 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 6 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. The lesson we're going to start with is operations with integers. The lessons we're going to cover today are add integers, subtract integers, multiply integers, and divide integers, right? So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is add integers. So the first one is add. You need to add 10, 9 plus 10, right? They both are the positive integers. You simply have to add them. So 10 plus 9 is 19, right? The next one is negative 2 plus negative 4. So you are adding two negative integers, right? How do you add? When you have both the integers negative, you need to add them. You have to do 2 plus 4, that is 6. But you need to put the negative sign with the answer, right? That is negative 6. Negative 2 plus negative 4 equals negative 6, right? Let's just start with the test questions. 10 plus 3, so which is the correct option? These are the two positive integers. You simply have to add them. So 2 plus 4 is 10 plus 3 is, that is 13, right? You are going to add two positive integers. You simply have to add them. So 10 plus 3 makes 13. Option number 1 is the correct option. The next one is negative 4 plus 5. One of the integer is negative, the other is positive, right? And the smaller integer is negative. So you simply have to subtract them, right? So 5 take away 4 is 1. The correct option is 1. 10 plus negative 6. Subtracting a negative integer is same as you need to subtract. Adding a negative integer is same as subtracting. Basically, you have to do 10 minus 6, right? 10 minus 6 is 4. So the correct option is option number 2 is the correct option. That is 4. Negative 9 plus negative 3. So which is the correct option? You are adding two negative integers. You need to add them. 9 plus 3 makes 12, but with a negative sign. So the correct option is option number 3. That is negative 12, right? The correct option is negative 12. Add negative 3 plus 7. So which is the correct option? That is 7 minus 3 is 4. So the correct option is 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. 7 plus 6 equals, that is 7 plus 6. So the correct option is 13. Option number 1 is the correct option. The next one is negative 6 plus negative 4. So you are adding two negative numbers. So which is the correct option? That is negative 10, right? You need to add them. Yes, with a negative sign. Very good. That is negative 10. Option number 3 is the correct option. The next one is 3 plus negative 3. So which is the correct option? That is 3 minus 3 is 0. Option number 1 is the correct option. The next one is 1 plus 8. No, no, 0 it is. Subtracting a negative integer, adding a negative integer, subtracting a negative integer is same as adding, right? So you have to do 3 minus 3. That would be 0. The next one is 1 plus 8. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 9. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Option number 1 is the correct option. The next one is negative 2 plus negative 2, which is the correct option. You are adding two negative numbers, right? So which is the correct option? The correct option is negative 4. Very good. Option number 3 is the correct option. 3 plus minus 5. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 3 minus 5 is negative 2 it is, right? The correct option is negative 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. Negative 9 plus 4, which is the correct option? Negative 9 plus 4 equals negative 5, right? 9 is a greater number and that has a negative sign. So you need to subtract them and answer must be negative. That is negative 5. Okay, so you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson, that is subtracting integers. The next lesson is subtract integers. Okay, the first one is negative 3 minus 5. So negative 3, negative 5 is same as adding two negative integers, right? You can just rewrite negative 3 and negative 5. Just rewrite like this, negative 3 plus negative 5, right? That is same, you add two negative integers. So how do you add? You just add them and put the negative sign. So 3 and 5 makes 8 and answer is negative 8. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. 3 minus negative 7. So subtracting a negative, you are subtracting a negative integer. That's a subtracting negative integer. So that is same as adding, right? You have to do 3 plus 7. So 3 plus 7 is, that is 10. 7 plus 3 makes 10. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Negative 8 minus negative 8. So which is the correct option? So subtracting a negative integer is same as adding. So negative 8 and plus 8. So negative 8 plus 8 makes, that is 0. Option number 2 is the correct option. Negative 8 plus 8 is 0. One minus 3, which is the correct option. That is 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. Negative 3, negative 5, which is the correct option. Negative 3, negative 5 is negative 8. Option number 2 is the correct option, right? Negative 7 minus 9 equals, negative 7 and negative 9 equals negative 16. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. Negative 8 minus negative 2. So which is the correct option? Subtracting a negative number is same as adding. So that would be negative 8 plus 2. So which is the correct option? Negative 6 it is. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is negative 6. 3 minus negative 2, which is the correct option? 3 minus negative 2, which is the correct option? You need to add, right? So the correct option is 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson, and the next lesson is multiply integers. So now we're going to learn how do we multiply the integers, right? So multiply negative 1 times negative 7. So you're multiplying two negative numbers, right? Whenever you multiply two negative numbers, answer is always a positive number. So negative 1 times negative 7 is 7, right? So multiplying two negative integer means the answer is always a positive number. The negative one is negative, the next one is negative 6 times 9. You are multiplying a negative and a positive number. So when you multiply a negative and a positive number, if one of the number is negative, the answer is negative. So 9 times 6 is 54. That is negative 54. Let's just start with the test questions. Negative 5 times negative 4. So you are multiplying two negative numbers. So answer is always a multiplying two negative number is same as so multiplying to negative number is the answer is always positive. Negative 5 times negative 4 is positive 20. Option number 1 is the correct option. Negative 4 times 5, which is the correct option. You are multiplying a positive and a negative number, right? If one of the number is negative, the product is negative. So negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. Option number 2 is the correct option. Multiply negative 8 times 2. So which is the correct option? Negative 8 times 2 is negative 16. Option number 2 is the correct option. Negative 9 times negative 4. So you're multiplying two negative numbers, right? So the product of two negative numbers is always a positive number. So 9 times 4 is 36. Option number 1 is the correct option. Negative 5 times 9, which is the correct option? That is negative 45, right? Option number 2 is the correct option. That is negative 45. Negative 9 times 7. So, which is the correct option? That is 9 times 7 is 63. So, the product must be negative if one of the number is negative. Option number 3 is the correct option. Very good. The next one is negative 1 times negative 2. So, which is the correct option? That is negative 2 times negative 1 is you're multiplying two negative numbers. So, answer is a positive number. That's the second one. Option number 2 is the correct option. Negative 1 times 1, which is the correct option? Negative 1 times negative 1 is negative 1, right? One of the number is negative. So, product must be negative. Negative 6 times negative 5, which is the correct option? That is 30. Option number 3 is the correct option because both the numbers are negative, so their product must be positive. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is divide integers. 24 divided by negative 6. So you are dividing a positive number by the negative number, right? So if one of them is negative, the answer must be negative, right? So 24 divided by negative 6 is negative 4. If divisor is negative or dividend is negative, the quotient is negative. Let's just start with the test questions. Negative 18 divided by 3. So one of the number is negative. That means answer must be negative. Negative 18 divided by 3 is negative. So option number 1 is the correct option. Negative 9 divided by negative 18. So which is the correct option? No, that is negative 18 divided by negative 9. It is like this, right? So both the numbers are negative. Answer must be positive. Negative 9 times 2 is negative 18. So if both divisor and dividend is negative, the answer is positive. 2 is the correct option. The correct option is option number 2 is the correct option. Negative 6 divided by 1, which is the correct option? That is negative 6. Option number 2 is the correct. 3 is the correct option, right? If one of them is negative, the answer is negative. Negative 24 divided by negative 3, which is the correct option? That is 8. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Negative 7 divided by 1, which is the correct option? That is negative 7. Option number 2 is the correct option. 3 divided by negative 3, which is the correct option? That is negative 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. Negative 27 divided by negative 9 equals. Option number 3 is the correct option. Negative 9 times 3 is negative 27. Negative 5 divided by 1, which is the correct option? The correct option is negative 5. Option number 1 is the correct answer option. The next one is negative 6 divided by negative 2. Negative 6 divided by negative 2 is, yes, 3. Option number 3 is the correct option. Twenty-seven divided by negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 9 is 27. The correct option is negative 9. Negative 2 divided by negative 2, which is the correct option? The correct option is 1. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Twenty-four divided by negative 6 equals. The correct option is negative 4, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on Grade 6 math. The chapter we were working on is operations with integers, and the lessons we have covered today are add integers, subtract integers, multiply integers, and divide integers. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Here it is. Tutors are available there to help you. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9 during the shift timing, right? Or either you can write down the question in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So you can please write down the questions in the chat box. Any questions you can please ask if you have any.